Once again, it's been a little while since I have posted a video. Maybe not too long, but long enough that I felt like I should put something nice together. So last week, I went on a mini vacation to Barry's Bay, Ontario. It is a little over 4 hours from where we live in Toronto. It's a quaint little town with some charming character and stunning landscapes. I didn't know if I was going to take the time to do a proper photo walk, but alas, it really is difficult for me to get away from my camera for too long. I decided to muck about with a very stylized film simulation that I can imagine would be quite divisive amongst Fuji users and regular viewers alike. Of course, as creatives often do, I second-guessed this choice and went with something a little more realistic for a bit before doubling down and going stylized again. Oh well. I like it. In fact, I printed out a few for my friend whose cottage at which we were staying. I brought a couple of lenses, but found myself using the 18mm f2 most often. People often say that you should be wary of getting too comfortable and how it can make you take less risks, or perhaps you will become complacent. I know I have fallen into that trap before, but I'm not sure it's always the case. If you're always moving on to the next thing, you may find yourself not investing a lot of time into the practice and patience it takes to excel at whichever discipline you are pursuing. It's the kind of thing that takes work, even before you put the work in. Similarly, I've been thinking about this video series as a whole lately, and have come to a handful of insights or elements that I feel the need to share. I've been making these videos since March of this year, 2022, and have made nearly 30 of them to date, July 5th or so. Some of my thoughts begin with, I'm not entirely sure who these videos are for, and if they're only for me, what their purpose is ultimately. Originally, I began this channel as a way to keep myself busy between jobs and to keep my creativity sharp. They've certainly kept me taking photos even on days where I felt like there was nothing to photograph. The truth is, there's always something to photograph. But to what end? I suppose I may have some type of catalog where I can choose the photos I love and put them in a photo book. A keepsake and or log of a time where I dedicated myself to a project. But I'm not sure. From that, is it enough? Is this what I spend the rest of the year working on? Or do I make more time to work on something more challenging? More fulfilling? As a creative person, there can be a voice in your head that prompts the question, what's next for me? It may seem silly to be coming to these thoughts or realizations on a small YouTube channel, but if these videos really are for me, maybe there's something more to it than it seems. Since first picking up a camera in high school, I knew it was going to be an important aspect of my life, one way or another. In those days, I borrowed cameras off of my friends since I could not afford my own. And from the first moment that I could, you'll have a hard time finding me without one. A camera is a tool, a weapon, a magic wand. A device as marvelous as our mind, and one that can be as deceitful as our own eyes. But it is one that has no power without being able to tell a story. And that is what I have sought out to do, in my own way. Having been working on these videos for a little over 4 months now, I've reignited my desire to tell stories, fictional or otherwise. So that's where I think I'm headed next. So here's to the next steps in this journey. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Once again, I'd like to thank you for coming along on this journey. It really does mean a lot. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment if there's a story or idea you'd like to see me pursue. Until next time, adios.